Number one is the anti-incumbency factor of Pinarayi Vijayan government. Now the 5 years of Pinarayi Vijayan government is absolutely a party rule. Backdoor appointment and corruption, nepotism. One side, 5 years of bad rule, misrule in the state of Kerala. You know the political murders, political nepotism, corruption, and the gold smuggling, and so many other things, dollar smuggling. I think that we will be able to get more than 7 seats in the district of Kollam this time.
Hello everyone. Today we are presenting you one of the finest leader of Kerala politics, Mr. N.K. Premachandran. Currently he is the member of parliament representing the Kollam district of Kerala state. He is multifaceted genius who does not need much introduction. Several times Mr. N.K. Premachandran became a role model for the best parliamentarian among the people's representative across the nation. He is considered as a textbook which tells us how a people's representative should be. Mr. N.K. Premachandran is one among renowned personality in the country. We know that our audience are eagerly waiting to hear from him. Let's heartily welcome Mr. N.K. Premachandran. Welcome, sir. Are there any secrets agendas currently discussed in Kerala politics?
See, the biggest controversy has come in Kerala. That it is totally unexpected incidents are happening that BJP and CPM is having a tacit understanding between them in the next assembly elections on the electoral politics. It is none other than the BJP spokesman and even the RSS spokesman, who is the chief editor of the organizer, the RSS newspaper, and he is one of the RSS intellectuals who is closely associated with Narendra Modi and Amit Shah and Murali Manohar Joshi and all this Sangh Parivar group. Such a tallest personality like Sri, he has said yesterday, day before yesterday, that we are having, BJP is trying to have an alliance with the CPM, a tacit, secret understanding with BJP and CPM, so as to win some of the seats belongs to CPM. That is in Chengannur and Aranmula, these 2 seats will be given to CPM. And instead of that, Manjeshwaram and Konni, they have to support K. Surendran, the BJP state president. This is the biggest allegation which we have made during all these days, that there is a biggest understanding between these 2 parties. In the Aishwarya Kerala Yatra led by the opposition leader Sri Ramesh Chennithila also, I was the key speaker in those Jada. I have specifically stated that the CPM wants continuation of power. They want the continuity in the government, and for which BJP want to have a minimum 10 seats of representation in the Kerala State Legislative Assembly. BJP is aiming to 2031 to come to power in Kerala, for which they are having a tacit understanding. If Congress is there, it is very difficult for BJP to grow. So they want to diminish, they want to eradicate Congress. That is Congressless Kerala, UDF-less Kerala. That is the slogan of BJP. And at the same time, the slogan of CPM is also UDF-less Kerala. So both CPM and BJP is aiming to have a non-Congress state administration in the state of Kerala. So that tacit understanding is well exposed before the public. Sri Balashankar, he is one of the bigger, that's why I am saying that he is the mega, one of the intellectuals in RSS and BJP, specifically stating BJP and CPM is having a tacit understanding so as to win some of the seats in Kerala State Legislative Assembly elections, and they will give support to the Pinarayi Vijayan-led CPM so that they can continue in power. This is the tacit understanding. This is the biggest understanding. This is not even heard of. The CPM leadership has to answer. This is not being stated by any UDF leader, any Congress leader. It is being said by prominent RSS BJP leader has specifically stated this.
Sir, then why do MPs and the UDF system want to retain UDF rule?
Pardon?
Why do MPs and the UDF system want to retain UDF rule in Kerala?
See, number one is the anti-incumbency factor of Pinarayi Vijayan government. If you examine the 5 years of administration in Kerala as far as development is concerned, nothing is being done. Those biggest projects which are started during the time of Sri Ummanchandi UDF government, they are not even able to complete those projects in time. 80%, 90% projects have been completed. For example, the Kannur airport and the metro, Kochi metro and the Vizhinjam port and so many, this bypass, Alapi bypass and Kollam bypass and so many infrastructure development programs started at the time when UDF was in power. But unfortunately, the Pinarayi Vijayan government has came to power, but they couldn't even complete the projects within the stipulated time. It has gone to 3 years, 4 years, even after its 80%, 90% completion. So no new development programs have come during this time. And only they have completed is those projects which have started, and more or less it is completed during the time of the UDF government, number one. And regarding the welfare activities, they are now entire their campaign is depending upon the pension and this kit which was given during the COVID-19 pandemic time. See, what is this? Because a kit, you mean, this was even at the time of the UDF government, you are well aware that the entire BPL population were given without price rise is given to all the people belongs to Kerala, if they are BPL population. And so many other welfare measures, Karunya benevolent scheme for the treatment of the poor people in the state of Kerala. They will be getting 2 lakhs of rupees within 2 weeks when the application is submitted. That Karunya benevolent medical project is being cancelled. All the medical colleges we have, all the districts we have started the medical college, that has been stopped. And what developmental activities, what welfare measures taken by them. And other than that, now the 5 years of Pinarayi Vijayan government is absolutely a party rule. All the benefits will go to the party leaders' wife, their children, grandchildren, and their party comrades. That is why Rahul Gandhi in Shankumugam beach, he has made an open attack, criticism against the Pinarayi Vijayan government. Rahul Gandhi has said that only those who are the sympathizers of CPM or those who are holding the red flag of CPM, they are entitled to get government jobs. And if you are not holding the party flag or if you are not the party sympathizers or comrades, you are only entitled to have a satyagraha in front of the secretariat and you can crawl in the knees. This is the thing which he has stated. Backdoor appointment and corruption, nepotism, everything is there. Corruption, you see how many cases of corruption has come during this time. And almost all the corruption cases are related to foreign agencies. And that too from the American capitalist forces. So there is no communism, there is no leftist policy, nothing is there. And even the poor marginal section of the society is totally ignored during the time of Pinarayi Vijayan government. So when we criticize the Pinarayi Vijayan government, we are giving a clear-cut manifesto, people's manifesto we are presenting, in which we are saying that if UDF led by the Congress comes to power, definitely we will implement the Nyaya program by which a family in Kerala, they are entitled, we will make sure or we will ensure that a family in Kerala is entitled to get 6,000 rupees per month. The first time in the history of India, we promise that if UDF government comes to power, definitely we will implement the Nyaya program and we will give welfare activities and measures to the housewives who are working in the house for 14 to 16 hours, and also so many of the pension, all those people who are above the age of 60 years, they will be entitled to an attractive pension scheme, a comprehensive pension scheme will be formulated and it will be provided, and bill-less hospital, so many welfare measures we are declaring. And also regarding this Sabarimala issue, we have specifically stated that if Congress, UDF comes to power, definitely we will try our level best to protect the interest of all these believers, especially these Ayyappa disciples, we will be ready. And similarly, so many other things we are promising. So, one side, 5 years of bad rule, misrule in the state of Kerala. You know the political murders, political nepotism, corruption, and the gold smuggling, and so many other things, dollar smuggling. and so many corruption cases. Just never even heard of the chief minister office is becoming the coordinating office of gold smuggling and anti-national activities. It is not even heard in the history of India. Such a misrule was there in the state of Kerala. Against that misrule, and plus to have a positive rule in the state of Kerala with a clear-cut manifesto, we are contesting the election so as to win in the next coming election, to have a government led by the Congress, and a government of the UDF. That is our main program which we are declaring.
Sir, then is it possible to ensure a majority by working with the existing organizational structure of the UDF?
See, the organizational structure is paka. There is no doubt, because the Aishwarya Kerala Jada led by Sri Ramesh Chinnathala was a grand success. Why it is? It is because of the organizational strength and the organizational structure also. Yes, I do accept the fact that when the candidate selection was there for the last 7 days, there were a lot of confusion. There were a lot of anguish, defectionism, everything is there. But it is quite natural as far as Congress is concerned. Congress, it is not a new thing. But the new thing to be seen is within the CPM and CPI, such a cadre political left parties, in which also big criticism has come, open rallies have started, and they have demanded this party, this person should be the candidate, and this seat shall not be allocated to any. See, that has never happened in the history of the left political parties. This is the first time in the history of left LDF. Big agitation, in-party fighting, everything is going on within the LDF, and most of the comrades and the leaders of the CPM are not satisfied with the candidate selection. That is also another fact. Yes, I do accept within the Congress also it is there, but we were able to manage it. Suppose if the candidate selection is one of the best candidate selection they have made, but this much of time did take, that is definitely it is a mistake on the part. Otherwise, it is everything is okay. The candidate list is very fine, enthusiastic. The youth have been given adequate representation. 55% of the total candidates belongs to the age below 50 years. These are all good signs. I think that candidate list is better than that of the LDF. So definitely in that case also we are having the chance of victory and to have a form a government of the UDF.
Then how do you see the UDF chances of victory in Kollam district and Punalur constituency?
See, in Kollam district, last time we couldn't even open the account. Out of the 11 seats, all the 11 seats gone to CPM and CPI. This time we are hopeful that we will be able to have a breakthrough in that. I think that we will be able to get more than 7 seats in the district of Kollam this time. Why I am saying is that the organizational structure of the UDF is very strong. And number two, the so many issues, other than the state and national political issues in Kollam district, the cashew workers issue. Last time, during the time of election, the CPM has promised that we will all the cashew factories in the state will be open. But unfortunately, nothing is done. That promise has become a line in the water. So, in that case also, cashew workers issue, kaya workers issue, and so many other political issues by which the government could do nothing. The economic backbone of Kerala is some other thing. Economic backbone of Kollam district is the cashew. It's a traditional industry that is totally lost. And the people, thousands of cashew workers lost their jobs only because of the job guarantee program, this Tolorappa scheme. Only because of that, people are living without any starvation. This is the situation. And also, our candidate selection in Kollam district is also very fine. So, we are hopeful of having a good majority of seats in Kollam. And regarding the Punalur constituency also, last parliament election, we won with 18,000 votes majority in the last parliament election. That means that the United Democratic Front is having a chance. And the people mindset is like that. But unfortunately, we were not able to capitalize it because of the organizational structure which you have mentioned just now. But this time, I am hopeful that we will be able to come back with power with more than 7 seats in Kollam districts and also the seat of Punalur.
When it comes to national politics, what are the internal challenges facing our country today?
See, we know the national political situation, the communal fascism is the biggest threat to the secular fabric of the country. The government led by Sri Narendra Modi is mainly focusing the communal agenda. And along with this neoliberal economic policies. See, when the entire issue is being communalized, automatically the economic agenda, they can very well easily pursue the economic agenda. Because the people's every attention, everything will go to this communal fascist agenda. This is what is happening in India. You know the Jammu Kashmir division, repeal of Article 370, and so construction of Ram Janmabhoomi temple, and even thinking of uniform civil code, and amendment to so many existing acts. There are also you can see that even the history of India is, cultural history of India is being rewritten. In such a situation, we can very well see that the government led by the Sri Narendra Modi at the center is also more or less same that of the Pinarayi Vijayan government in Kerala. One is political fascism and other one is communal fascism. In Kerala, political fascism is going on. In national level, it is communal fascism is going on. And it is a threat to the secular fabric of the country. Definitely all the democratic secular forces have to be united so as to fight out the fascist communal forces in India. I think that either day or tomorrow or day after tomorrow it will happen. It has to happen.
Do you agree with the allegation that central government is undermining the credibility of constitutional institution?
Definitely, they are undermining the authority of all the constitutional organizations. If you see that the Supreme Court, even the retired Supreme Court judges are becoming the MPs being supported or nominated by the BJP government. What is their independence? Where is the independence of the judiciary? And most of the retired judges are now joining political parties. So I am apprehending that what was the wisdom they have applied when their verdicts were made by them? What was their mindset? So the institutional weakening, that is the Supreme Court and the judiciary is being weakened. And you know the Planning Commission of India, it is dismantled and they have made another thing. Instead of Planning Commission, they have made this new organization. And regarding the Parliament also, Parliament is being taken for granted for anything, even ordinance promulgation. If you see all these things, all this election commission, it also become a weapon in the hands of the government. So almost all the constitutional organizations are becoming weaker and they are being made weakened because they has to have authoritarian rule in the country. That is being going on at the time when BJP is in power.
I like to sign off by thanking Mr. N.K. Premachandran, the most respected member of parliament, for being us with here today. Thank you, sir.